What's up, y'all? Big Red here, coming back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. And I know it's been a minute. I've had some technical difficulties with my equipment. Had to get some new stuff, and yeah, then work and everything is compounded. And so anyway, but I'm back, and yeah, appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for tuning in, taking time to check out the video. I appreciate my subscribers. Hope everybody's out there thriving and surviving in the wasteland. And this is going to be a test for the best legendary effects for playing bloodied with the damage effects. And when we did it for full health, so we're going to come back. We're doing it with bloodied. We're going to compare conductors. We're going to compare the vipers with ultracite bracers. We're also going to compare it with strangleheart armor. And also we're going to compare, of course, pinpointers, the beast of the mod it is. We're also going to do the vampires with pinpointers. We're going to do the bullies. We're going to do the polished. It's going to be a little bit long video, so let's go ahead and get you some popcorn, get you a cold drink, and sit back and kick back, and hopefully we can bring some light to some things and learn some things together, and yeah, have a little fun in the process. So this ain't about like, oh, look at me. This when you have a bloody Gatlin plasma with the right mods, the fight goes so quick, and it's not hard. And the longer the fight goes, the harder it does get. But anyway, just throwing it out there. Like, let's get right into it. We're going to start with the bloodied with the crit damage. We're going with crit damage because in other videos we showed, the weapon speed did slightly outperform it, but with server and lag. The way servers lag, the way damage bounces with the 136 fire rate, it's probably better just going with the crit damage, in my opinion, because you already got the faster fire rate with the accelerated nozzle. So we got 114, and so it's like having faster fire rate with crit damage. So I think you're safer going that route. We do what you want. We got calibrated capacitor because we're using this with VATs. All these will be modded the same way. We got calibrated capacitor for an extra 100% crit damage. You want to use it outside of VATs, go prime. But rifle barrel, we got the stinging core for the extra armor penetration. We got reflex sight for the less AP cost. Because like I said, accelerated nozzle giving us the faster fire rate. We're getting 121 on the ballistic and energy, so it brings us up to 242. Beast of, like I say, beast of weapon, beast damage. It's a meta of all in Fallout, especially for this event. I mean, auto axe is still up there, but if you can fly and spam copy, you get a PC. But outside of that, for ranged weapons, this really is it. Before we get started with the build and the buffs, we're going to jump right into some comparisons. So I'm bored to death. We're going to do the vipers with ultracite bracers versus strangleheart, so we get the other damage prefixes. I want to show all the fight. We're going to show like half of them until we get to the last one, the best one, and then we'll go all the way through with it. You can see I got ultracite bracers on. You got to have those because it adds poison damage. Even though it says melee, it does work with any regular weapons that you use. It will give poison damage. So everything's the same. Use a danger all syringer. We'll spam a little bit of coffee to get that first 30 seconds locked in on VATs. So we get a good comparison. Now, we're getting 2266 on the highest one, and low numbers are 2270 right there, so just a little under 2300, 2270, and then 21, like 2050 and 2100 on all the damage. It's still doing good. We got about halfway down in a pretty quick time, but it's kind of disappointing because if you're going to see as we go on with other damage prefixes, the conductors got just about the same damage. Very disappointing. Alright, that's about enough of that. Let's show the strangleheart. Alright, here you are. Same damage prefixes with the viper. So we got our strangleheart, which is adding more poisonous damage over time than the ultracite bracers do. And it took me a minute to get all this video together. I had to get my strangleheart armor right for these runs. said it has +2 agility on it. That's what I went with limit breakers. But like I said, limit breakers is really my favorite prefix. All right, we got a shot in. Coffee. Won't take much. I might overdo it sometimes, but I try to count it for dodgy too. It looks like we're getting 2391 or the 2391, so we're almost getting 2400 on our highest crits and 2160s and the low crits. So definitely, if you want to use a poisoner, Viper's effect on there, definitely you need to go with Strangleheart, because it definitely has there's definitely a difference with Strangleheart. It's worth using if you want to go, if you just want to have poison damage. It's still not going to outperform Pinpointers on the Bloody, but comes a lot closer than the regular Vipers of Ultracite bracers. Alright, let's jump into some other prefixes. We'll do bullied and polished. Wait, let's compare these two, my bad. I got Ultracite bracers on top, Strangleheart on bottom. They might look like Ultracite bracers is winning, but in the fight, I missed my syringer shot, so I had to shoot him twice with a Strangleheart. So the Ultracite bracer had more time before the snake struck the island. But if you watch it, the Strangleheart catches up to it and it passes it up. So the Ultracite bracer kind of had a head start in the way. He had more time firing before the snake staggered us. But that still wasn't enough for it to outdo the Strangleheart. Strangleheart still passed it up. So if you want to use Vipers, I'd go with Strangleheart. Alright, get you some popcorn, refill your glass, get ready. We're going to jump right in. We'll go into bullies and polish and compare it with Pinpointers and Vipers. Alright, here you are. We got the bullies, which right now still works when you're targeting outside bats, inside bats. The extra 50% damage. Like I said, everything's modded the same way. You'll see my power warmer a little bit. It's a full set of scanners with 1 rejuvenators on there, overheaters. But we'll go over the buffs in a minute. And I only put the timer on there just to give you an idea. We're about halfway through where each weapon kind of ranks as you're paying attention. So with the bullies, we're getting 2380 at the highest. Right there is the 2380, and a lot of 2100s on the low end of our crits. All depends on how far we are away, where the head's at. But average, is getting 2300, 22s. It's doing pretty decent, it's under 30 seconds we're halfway there, so it's not a bad effect if you have it, if that's what you have on there. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go show a polished. Alright, here we go with the polished. I got a weapon artisan, so we're getting a 200% weapon durability. Be a little bit less if you only got improved repair kit on there. Overall damage difference is like 42 difference, so 142, 121 on both damage types, so 42 difference on the card, which is a pretty good little bit of difference. But got him with a search and draw first try. That's always good. Alright, come on with your bad breath, Snakey Poo. 2403, so it's high. It's higher than the bullies. The only thing about the polish is it'll last good enough for a boss fight, but you will start to lose your extra damage over time as your weapon durability. That's why being on a raid team with the extra durability bonus is really good to have when you're using this gun. And all these improved repair kits, it still doesn't make it a bad option to keep your damage up, because you're going to have so many improved repair kits that you need to burn through. I don't still think that it's not better than pinpointers, but it's not a total waste. Alright, we got him pretty good. Let's go ahead and let's do pinpointers. Alright, here are the pinpointers. Hope you got a good little stretch, pause. Make sure you got your cold drink. A little snack, a little tasty snack. We're gonna pay attention to the timer, how quick we get to halfway with pinpointers. All the rest of them have been about 30 seconds. Come on, ocean nakey poo. Got him first try. The syringer, that's always good. And you got some bad breath. Alright, here we go. So we're getting 2680 on some of the highest ones, and like in the high, bounce around 2400s in the low end. So it's like a 200 difference on the bats crits. I mean, that starts to add up, and we're already halfway. We're at like 20 something seconds, 22 seconds, 21 seconds at halfway. So definitely already can tell that pinpointers outperforming all the other damage prefixes, which we know it would because we did the full health version. Alright, here we go. Pinpointers on top, bullies, then polish and vipers. You can see the pinpointers is outperforming. Bullies and polish are pretty close to each other. Like I said, the viper run, it got off to a rough start, but it does catch up to the bullies and the polish. But the pinpointers does start to pull away, with polish being right behind it, and then bullies. Like I said, vipers is a little bit behind, but it will catch up to it. The polish, the only about the polish, it does start to lose its damage over time. There we go. Let's slow mo just a little bit. You can see the vipers is caught up with the strangler heart to the bullies and the polish, but the pinpointers is clearly ahead. The polish coming in second, and bullies and vipers. So, all right, intermission. Stretch your legs, refill your glass. Got another round test. If anybody maybe have a hard time playing bloodied, we're going to do vampires, pinpointers versus the conductors with the bloodied, and we'll also show that bloody's better than ant armor with the pinpointers. All right, let's dive right into it. First off, let's just show the ant armor, and it's pretty crazy when you see the vampires or pinpointers, because vampires pinpointers getting the same damage as ant armor, which stabilize in a stinging core. Ant armor is not a good effect to have with your Gatlin plasma. If you don't have a stinging core, I haven't tested that, or it's not having a stinging core, but definitely if you have a stinging core with stabilize, you definitely don't need ant armor unless you're running outside power armor, and that opens up a whole other can of worms. But this is for power armor. Alright, so we're getting on the ant armor 2401 on the high crits, and 2183 on the low end, which isn't bad. I mean, it isn't terrible, but when your vampires can get the same amount of damage, there's no point in even having to using it. I mean, you might as well have the vampires get the healing. With your super stim packs, it ain't that hard to stay alive, especially on power armor, because of the animation. You can spam them pretty easy. Alright, we're about halfway. That's good enough. Alright, let's do the vampires, the pinpointers, show you what I'm talking about. Alright, here we go. We got vampires, the pinpointers. All these guns are all about the same. We got 93 on the damage on ballistic, 93 on the energy, with it being 186. It's a little bit behind the bloodies. It's like 240, 242. Yeah. And some coffee here. But with pinpointers as your prefix, you're getting 2401 on your high damage and the 2100s in your low damage. You're getting just the same as having ant armor. You're actually, with the vampires with pinpointers, you're getting better than the bullies. And just the same as the polish, besides you're getting healing, and you also don't lose your damage over time. So if you haven't really been playing Bloodied in a raid, but you want to, vampires will more than just keep you alive. We got him under halfway with in the 20-something seconds with the pinpointers on there with the vampires. It's definitely a valid option. You want to play that way. I mean, the super stim packs are abundant, but it'll definitely keep you alive and thriving and getting good damage on the boss. All right, let's compare it to conductors. Here we go with the conductors. The other thing about the conductors, you're getting the healing, but it's just on the crits. But the AP, this effect is fixed. If you watch our AP bar in the fight, we never run out of AP even when we run out of coffee. So if you're having a problem with AP, and then definitely conductors would be a good option for you to go, and it'll also help you stay alive and thrive out there in the wasteland, because it's also going to give you healing. Not as much as the vampires will. I still do spam a stim pack when he's throwing the poison out. With the vampires, I don't even spam a stim pack. The vampires is able to keep up with his poison, no problem. We're getting, with the conductors, 2266 on the high numbers, and about 2000 on the low numbers, 2061 on low numbers. So damage is a little bit of a drop off, but we hardly run out of AP. Man, look at the AP bar. Coffee's done ran out. It's taking a little bit longer, about like a minute 20 seconds with the conductors on there, but look at the AP. Coffee's ran out, but the AP is still, it's keeping up with it. That's a pretty good effect in my book. That gives it an S tier effect. Very, very good effect. Not max damage, but if you're staying in vats, you know, you're getting healing and you're killing stuff quicker. Well, you're not running out of AP, so definitely a valid option. All right, let's compare all these together. This is to show you, like I say, if you're having a hard time staying alive or playing Bloody in the parades, and what you'll get if you put pinpointers on the vampires and if you run the conductors on the Bloody, which one's better? As far as damage is concerned, the vampire pinpointer definitely it keeps up with the Bloody pinpointers. I mean, look at them; they're going neck to neck. Definitely a valid option. You're getting really good damage and you're staying alive. But if you have a problem with AP, and then now the conductors works properly, it'll keep you alive and give you AP. So still a good option. It's not going. The damage is better with the pinpointer on the vampires, and of course the Bloody pinpointers is definitely a winner if you're for playing low health for max damage. But for survivability, vampire pinpointers and all around utility, the conductors are good. But ant armor, not so much. If you have the stinging core stabilized, then you're not getting any more out of ant armor as you're running the vampires with pinpointers. You're getting more out of the vampires. It's going to keep you more alive and keep you thriving and surviving, because you can stay in batch. You don't have to spam any stim packs, or you stay locked in and you're getting healing out of it. The conductors wasn't too far behind the ant armor with pinpointers. So definitely with the Gatlin plasma, with a stinging core, with this weapon, ant armor is not a good effect. Bloody for max damage, vampires to stay alive and thrive, and conductors for overall utility and AP regen. All right, let's get into the build and showcase the last fight. And over in the build, it's your standard VATS heavy gunner build. I gotta put my lead belly back on. It's not like, oh, look, I got the most perfect build. I mean, it's pretty much, it ain't that hard to figure out. We got, because we have 3 high armor pieces, which I would recommend. We got lock and load maxed out for 65% faster reload. Definitely help you thrive and survive and keep your DPS maxed out. And less time reloading, it does make a difference. Blocker maxed out, 45% less damage from melee attacks. Definitely essential. When a snake strikes the island, it'll definitely help you thrive and survive. All our heavy gunners maxed out for damage. Concentrated fire at maxed out. I usually run this at a 1, but being that his head's so high up there, and when you're hitting him, this putting it at a 3, you will get to that 95% VATS crit chance really quick. Like it's about a second shot, third shot. I mean, you're gonna be right there really quick, and you get a little extra damage with each level up on concentrated fire. So not much, but 2-3% or 2-3 points. But yeah, I'm going with 3 to help with our VATS accuracy, and that's why I got it there. But you can go with 1 and get a VATS eye critical shot if you want to. We got star streams for mutations. Took fireproof off, put lead belly on for the end fight because it does make a huge difference. Spamming that coffee for the first 30 seconds, it really locks you in VATS and guarantees you 30 seconds of crits every second shot. So definitely when you're fighting, especially solo, on a team, it ain't so much of a big difference unless you're trying to do a speed kill. And yeah, you want to throw it on there, take fireproof off because you don't need it. We got radical for carry weight, bullet shield. I mean, there's 1,000 videos over this card, so it ain't like it's something new. It's just very powerful, and when you're firing your gun, you're going to deflect 20% chance to deflect anything, not just like ricochet, deflecting range. You can deflect this poison, whatever you're doing. So very powerful. Definitely essential. Thirst Quencher, definitely essential. It gives us like an extra 100 to our max AP when trying to use a VATS critical build to get the most damage. So yeah, definitely essential. Yeah, natural resistance, giving us extra poison resist and fire resist. We know we don't need no fire resist in this event, but we do need poison, so definitely essential. Ghoulish, this helps you get radiation healing. Everything has radiation. Well, we're in apocalypse. I mean, so yeah, I mean, everything's going to be trying to radiate you, and this will bring some healing to you. So, Iron Stomach gives us damage and energy resistance. It makes us a little more tanky. Life Giver, making us tanky, giving us like 150 to our max HP. So, Strange in Numbers, you'll want that on when you're playing Adventure. I just left it on instead of trying to move it over to Intelligence. Maybe put First Aid on, but I'm feeling like I'm doing fine without First Aid. I mean, I'm still with Super Stim Packs, spamming on not having any issues. So, I just left it on, so I switch back and forth between Adventure and Private. You'll want it on when you're playing in teams, and this build is always better on a team. And we get an extra 25% to all mutations, so definitely a card you gotta have. Tenderizer for more damage, a great multiplier. Nerd Rage, I mean, come on, shouldn't have to say nothing about that. We're gonna be low health, so you definitely want the 40 damage resist, 20 damage, and 15 AP regen that we get from being low health. Yeah, Stabilized, very powerful card, stacking on top with our stinging cord, and with our extra damage from our bloody, making it the best as far as prefixes go on first stars for low health. Definitely Stabilized. You gotta have it. Batteries included for carry weight, the ammo, infusion cores. Power user, you could go without this. I mean, but I'm doing runs. I mean, if you want to burn through fusion cores, go without it. You know, put First Aid on there, or First Aid at a 1, and maybe throw on over here. You could throw on what's it called? Oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh, Field Surgeon if you're having a problem surviving. But I leave it on because. Sometimes I also put on the portable power because when I'm doing raid runs and on a team and I'm just collecting up a bunch of power armor, that's definitely an option to go. Even lock and load with strength, I'll take off and put bare arms on there. That way I can just keep on stacking up a bunch of weapons and armor to scrap later. But anywho, power user to help our fusion cores last longer so we don't burn through too many of them. Action Boy for AP regen. We got Born Survivor. You need it at 3 to kick those stim packs in the right way now. So we got Gun Fu and Adrenaline. It might seem wasted, but it's not wasted because we use it guarding the drill. We use it on the Enclave soldiers. and every point in agility is 10 to your AP, so that's 60 points to our AP, and every time we're firing in VATS and getting a crit shot, those 60 points are going toward our damage and melting the boss, so they're not wasted. We got dodgy for survivability and tankiness, avoiding 30% damage. Our AP is high enough so it doesn't affect us. At 20 action points per hit, so it ain't that bad. You get your AP up though in the 400, 500, which ain't hard to do. Bloody Mess for extra 15% damage. We got better criticals, extra 100% critical damage. So that's the power of the build. VATS criticals are still the power of the Fallout 76, like it or not. But that's how you get the most damage. Not that you can't do damage without VATS criticals, but that's how you get the most. 4-leaf clover, working with critical savvy, synergizing that we get a miss in VATS, and next shot would be a crit. And critical savvy is every second shot. If our luck's at 33, we'll get a crit, so we could have back-to-back crits theoretically. Curator, because I took off ricochet when doing these runs, just stretch out my bobblehead magazine so they last longer, but normally you have ricochet there. Quick hands for a free reload. You can also, you don't want to run quick hands, you can put junk shield on if you want to. I got good with salt. You might want to put class freak and newer player, but you should have plenty of serums. I mean, serums are coming out your ears doing these raids. Grid Ripper Sprint's a good one to put on when you're playing events, but we're not. We got one enemy, so making my food buffs last, so I don't have to go back to my camp or so they don't expire. I just leave good with salt on when I'm doing raid runs. Yeah, so do what you want. We got Funky Duds for poison resist, and we got 3 out of our legendary agility added to our base of 15, giving us 18, because I took 2 off and I put it in concentrated fire to max it out. But normally I was running with it, added 5 on there, but we're doing good enough. Our AP is over 500, so we're not having a problem. Over in the armor that we'll be using for this fight, other than the Strangler Heart when we switch, and you'll know when I do that, we're using the Ultracite Brazers on our arms, and we got +2 luck, and we got scanners on 4 pieces, and we got rejuvenators on 1, and we got through hackers. I like through hackers, frees up some 5 points in your build. I really like limit breakers, because then you can go with +2 agility for more AP, or +2 endurance for more, a little more health, a little more tankiness. But I had this set already, so we're just testing it out, and we're going to showcase the scanners. Like I said, Ultracite Bracers, got Mercy Protocols on, chest piece. Over in the buffs to help us get to our luck at 33, we have Sear Venison Berries. It gives us +6 luck. That's adding, get it from Yasmin and Grandma. That's adding to our armor pieces, giving us over to the threshold to get a crit every second shot. I mean, it's 1 buff last hour and a half. Like, limit breakers you don't have to take anything, so that's why I think it's better, but it gets away from Nuka-Cola Dark. You have to invest 7 points into your loadout to be able to use Nuka-Cola Dark, and it lasts an hour and a half. It's 1 buff, so I think that's, look, if you don't got limit breakers, +2 luck is definitely a way to go. Newer player, probably limit breakers. We got serums, cancel negative effects, bobblehead big guns, get us 20% extra damage. We got Test of Science 9, giving us extra 100% damage from our crits on from our heavy weapons. Life Giver giving us 152. Like I said, Thirst Quencher giving us over 100 to our max AP. Company Tea giving us 20 to our AP regen. And Sweet Mupper Tea gives us 100% crit damage. We're herbivore to maximize our crit damage and our AP regen from our herbivore foods. More than carnivores. It is easier to farm with the Murloc Steamer, but tell Bethesda we need a Steak Tea machine so we can use herbivore as easily as carnivore, but you can still get them from Yasmin and Grandma, White Spring Refuge. Like the Institute Flower Tea, get a max AP +40, Steep Mountain Blossom Chai, get 40 agility, that's adding 80 to our AP. And once we take a hard lemonade, and they last for 10 minutes. It gives us 10 to our AP regen on top of the 20, and gives us 30 to our max AP. It gives us up to 500. So hard lemonade is definitely a good buff to have for boss fights for you. We got the gourd blossom tea, giving us 4 endurance. Usually use silk bean soup, but I had that, farmed it. And our endurance is 23, agility 27, luck 33, perception 13. So we're doing pretty good. You can use blight soup if you want to get your crit damage. And yeah, those are the main ones affecting our fight. And adrenaline, bare bones, eagle-eyes, egghead. I accidentally took healing factor when I was taking a herbivore, canceling it, and for some reason it took, even though I got starch genes. So anyway, I got that canceled. I shouldn't have that on there, so no, never mind that. Herbitality, marsupial, scully skin, speed demon, unstable, isotope. Alright. Enough of talking, let's get to it. Alright, here we go, the final approach. Play this one out. I could have used Revenant to get a little extra damage, but we're not trying to exactly be speed kill. I mean, we are trying to get fast as we can, but if I get a little bit better if we have Revenant. But yeah, that's the buddy with conduction with the pinpointers, and we got started the executioner the world swap on. Hopefully I can remind myself to reload. Had some coffee in the after he when he goes down the first time to cut some time down. I think that's like cut some time. I'm trying to spam coffee, just gamble with the game freezing up, but we're gonna try it. Let's do it. Oh, overdrive. Okay. Alright, it was right at 50 seconds. We could have probably got it in the mid 40, like 45. If I'd have started, got my coffee spam quicker, where the snake strikes all, and I kind of had a little, wasn't really quick enough when I did that, so I didn't have a lot of time before he's just standing there not doing nothing for a minute, if you know what I mean. But overall, still not a bad time. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm the best, woo, but this shows you the power of the pinpointers with a bloodied effect on it. But I don't know what was happening to my sound. Like I said, I've been having some technical difficulties, so sorry for that run. It was kind of seemed like there was a little too much with the game. I'll try to work on getting it fixed. But anyway, I want to make the video to really show the power that like a different variants you can use if you want to start trying to play low health. Like you can try to do a vampire with the pinpointers, and you can get really good damage. You know what I mean? Still get him down with it in like a minute and 20. Or the conductors, it's about the same. You know, you can get him down, but just a little bit over a minute. So still very powerful, and the vampires will help you thrive and survive, and conductors also help you with the AP regen if you're struggling with it. So those are definitely valid options to go if you want playing low health. Anti-armor, you know, not so much unless you're playing like mid health, maybe, you know, you're not getting as much from your bloody gun weapon, so maybe it can have a purpose there. But if you're playing low health, you might as well just use a vampire and not an anti-armor. But I hope y'all got something out of it. Like I said, I made this video because I don't see a lot of people playing low health in the raids, but that's okay. You don't have to. This weapon's powerful enough to play full health with. but maybe you were curious about wanting to start playing low health with raids. It's really not that hard. Get some super stim packs and you'll be more than okay. But yeah, I tell you, how do you like to play with your Gatlin plasma in the raids? Do you like playing full health? Have you tried playing below health yet? Or you just content playing full health? But I like to know your thoughts on it, and hope y'all got something out of it. And I'll try to get another video out quicker. And I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all thrive and survive out there in the wasteland. And I'll see y'all in the next one.